All right, the YouTube should be here in a second. Cool. We live on the YouTubes. Make sure that we live on Facebook and Twitch. All right, y'all. So go ahead, start liking the live. Start liking the live. Start liking the live and start sharing. Start the live and start sharing. Hey, appreciate that to hear. Already getting me to my gift goal. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to hear. Getting me to my gift goal already. This is amazing. We're gonna be here for a few hours. I have some time now. You know what I mean? I got some time today, cuz. I got time today, cuz. See, yesterday I had time, cuz, but today I got time, cuz. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember today I got time, cuz? Yesterday I ain't have time, but today I got time, cuz. All right, y'all. Y'all go ahead and keep on liking the live. Keep on liking the live. Once again, we're gonna try to get some folks in here. We're gonna try to get some conversations going. We're gonna see who would like to join and who would like to talk and topics on the board. Y'all see what the topics on the board is. If you want to talk about number 1, number 2, you disagree with any of those, come on up. 3, 4, and 5, you want to talk about those. If you disagree with them at all, go ahead and come on up. Once again, I appreciate anybody who's going to be here. Appreciate any conversations that we're going to have. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and pin the link. So if anybody who's over on YouTube would like to join, you definitely can. We'll see what happens over on YouTube. Sometimes it takes some time for this to go out to people. Sometimes it takes time for it to go out to people, but that's all right. We're just gonna go ahead and wait. See who it goes out to. It's public. It's public too. All right, y'all. We here today. We is live today. We're just waiting for anybody to come on and join in. Y'all see the topics on the board. I think being woke is good. I think leftist policies are better for society. I'm asking people, can they give me a good reason to believe in a God? I don't think faith is reliable for finding the truth. And yeah, as we all saw, Chud the Builder is honking out, y'all. As we all saw, Chud the Builder is his ass is going to jail. Chud the Builder, dumbass, is going to jail for honking out on people. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this shared out to everybody. Once again, if you'd like to join, the link is in the bio for you to join. You can just type in tiny.cc/Volcy live into your browser, and we can go ahead and have a discussion or a conversation. Once again, big shout out to Tahir, and thank you to Tahir for sharing out the live. Y'all go ahead and start tapping on that screen. Soon as we get somebody up, we'll go ahead and start the clock on any conversation or discussion. All right. Once we get somebody up, I'll start the clock and we'll get the conversation going. Let me know how y'all doing today. How's y'all's weekend? Y'all off Monday, right? Because I got off Monday. Thank goodness, because it's been it's been a week, boy. Boy, it's been a week. So yeah, I got off Monday, thankfully. I know a lot of people gonna have to work this Memorial. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. Yeah, let me know what y'all think. Let's see who comes to have the discussion. Come to the board. Don't be shy, y'all. Don't be shy. I don't bite. I don't hurt anybody. Once again, topics on the screen. All right, I ran in the sand. Go ahead and come on up if you would like, so we can have that discussion. So you can clarify on what you mean. Don't decline now. I ran in the sand. See, I've always wondered why do folks do that? You leave a comment. I'll go ahead and invite you up if you want, and they just disappear. They don't even tell me why they can't come up or anything like that. They just disappear and run away. All right, we'll see what's going on here. And once again, y'all, appreciate anybody who would like to join. Appreciate anybody who would like to speak on any of the topics on the board. Yeah, the drive-bys are always wild, isn't it? The drive-bys are always wild. They always like come by, say one thing, and then disappear. It's the same thing over on the YouTube. Over on the YouTube, the drive-bys be wild too. They'll say one thing, then disappear. And then when I'm not talking to them for a little bit, right? Like I'll call them out in the comments, and they'll get quiet. And then once they see that I'm not paying attention to the chat anymore, like I'm talking to somebody else or I'm doing something else, that's when you'll see them engaging in the comments again. It's like, bro, what were you scared of? I'm behind the screen. It's not that hard to come on up, huh? Yeah, you gotta be at least 18. That's only for the for TikTok purposes. You gotta be 18 to join in on the live. You gotta be 18 to have a discussion. Now I usually look for opposition too. Your screen name is socialist, so we're probably gonna be on the same side on basically almost everything. So yeah, you gotta be 18. Anyway, y'all go ahead, keep tapping that screen. If we don't get much guests, I'll probably do a reset over on the TikTok side. Yeah, capitalism should be abolished. We need to move on to another system. Now, the thing is, when it comes to that, right? I don't think people are actually ready for revolution, because like when we take a look at things, right? We'll take a look at our society right now. Socialism is still a dirty word for a lot of people, and not only that, if you try to basically abolish capitalism, which will require us to basically abolish billionaires, the working class itself is going to get in your way. You know what I mean? If you try to, rein in Elon Musk, half of the working class is going to try to stop you. So we're just not ready for revolution yet. So what I always advocate for is policies that'll at least make our lives easier until people are ready for revolution. Hey, how's it going, Truth? Are you at least 18? And which one did you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'm 32.
Cool. Which one did you want to talk
about? Being woke is good. For facts.
Yeah, being woke is good.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, you really just speaking my language. I just popped in a minute ago, but I'm a revolutionary myself. I'm an activist in these departments. So just good to see somebody doing the work. A lot of people, like you said, the working class, most people going to defend the system. They going to fight the system and defend it in the same breath, because they don't even know that they conditioned to depend on the system, because they can't go out with they can't go without their daily needs and the stuff that they rely on for fun. It was crazy just seeing people pushing against the Epstein files and talking all about that, and then they go watch a whole series on Netflix. It is like, y'all, you that desensitized. You gonna go back and watch the game. You gonna go back and still be able to do something to be able to just become more desensitized. That's what I feel like. They're just testing people to see how desensitized we are, to prove that we're not ready for a revolution. But I think it is a small portion of us that got to make a difference.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, you can only make as much difference as you can. Now, I do this, which is talking to people, educating people, having discussions, seeing where people can be pushed into revolution. But also, just like you said, you had to go out into your community. Like one thing I do with an organization called Black Men Build is that we meet on Saturdays. We talk about what's going on in the community, any of their mental health needs that needs to be handled, anything that we talk about financially, things that are just on your mind. And we talk to you about it and we see how we can help you out. You see what I'm saying? So these are things that I do in my community. We're trying to do like a during the summer, when the summer happens again, we're trying to do like a food drive. And of course, when the school starts back up again, we're definitely going to be doing like backpack drives and school supplies. You see what I'm saying? So we do things within the community to start to affect material change. And I definitely want to start doing more political education. Letting people know that a lot of the issues, especially locally, are due to basically state funding and stuff like that. So yeah, man, I live in Florida too, so state funding is a big thing down here. Like I remember one time where there were people who said that, listen, we need some sort of infrastructure funding in Southern Florida, especially in Black neighborhoods. And the governor says that he was going to do it if the House voted for a certain bill. The House votes for a certain bill, and guess what? When it got to his desk, he removed the funding for the community. You know what I mean? So that's basically one of the big things that happened here in Florida that we gotta rein in. But right now, it's basically a red state, so I'm not sure when that's gonna happen. But yeah, but I feel you though. We gotta.
Yeah, man. I'm not. I'm not waiting on no government institution to do anything for us, even at the state level. I think it really does happen at the community level, at the individual level, as much as you can, collectively, realistically, right? I started an organization. I'm in Atlanta. I started a nonprofit called Atlanta Healing Community. So we have three pillars: is connect, uplift, and protect. So to connect, we list all of the local resources in the community, whether it's the local farms, the holistic wellness restaurants, mental health specialists. We're looking to partner with like trade schools, different things like that. Any resource that you're looking for mentally, physically, economically, emotionally, if they're local, we want to have them on our resource networks. Most people are looking for that stuff in their community without having to go to the hospital or go to a corporation and get access to that. It's right there in your community, but most of the time you don't even know these people and they be right around the block. So we just creating a network and we putting on like resource drive. So when people are looking for these things, it's just going to be able to shift the culture and make it from the inside instead of people looking at it from the outside. And then our Uplift initiative, we're working on our mentorship for the juvenile and impoverished youth, but we also trying to work with the reentry as well too. So that's where it comes with partnering with the trade schools and partnering with the community, so we can keep these young men active and show them positive examples of leaders. And then we take those same men that's getting out of prison or those same young boys who turn at 18 and we get them into realistic trades where they can build with their hands. They can work inside their community. They can actually have a skill that's going to be able to feed them for life instead of just expecting them to figure it out for themselves or throwing everybody behind the computer, which is not realistic. That's why we don't have the skills to be able to sustain ourselves no more anyway. Yeah. And then the Protect initiative, it kind of ties all back around, because once we have the whole community united resource wise, and we know where all the doctors is, we know where all the electricians is, we know where all the farms is, we know where all the people who have the necessary skills to be able to sustain a community, and we already working in the community. So needless to say, if something happens like a economic collapse, we already going to have a mobile plan for people to go to designated locations and be prepared to be able to mobilize and operate sufficiently when these things happen. So we want to get a leg up on it. We're not waiting till things get bad. But I really put it into a blueprint because I think every city should be able to have that same work where they mobilize all their resources, they uplift their own community, and then they also protect their own community, because as we get into a point where we don't know when the government is going to be against us more directly than they are now.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I agree with that. Right. These are all things that we should do within our communities, and I've said to my organization as well that we're gonna have to start talking about community protection really, really soon, because like it's going to happen right down here in Florida, where there's legislation passing, which is basically state level COINTELPRO into organizations that are not pro Trump or super pro America or things like that, right? They just basically put in a law that says that they're gonna kind of COINTELPRO us. So that's why we got to talk about community protection. We got to grow community gardens. You know what I'm saying? And like that's the reason why I put number 6 up there, right? Because Someone like him wouldn't have been able to go around harassing black people if we had our own like
I don't
police.
see
You see what I'm saying?
I don't see a number 6. I just see 1 through 5.
Oh, I'm about five. Number five. I meant one through number five. But yeah, number five. Like that individual wouldn't have been able to do that if we had an organization like the Panthers around, like the NFAC.
He locked up, ain't he?
He locked up. Yeah, he locked
What
up.
he do? I seen him out like taunting people and doing stuff, and then next thing you know, I seen he was locked up and he had a 1.5, 1.2 million bond. What they end up getting this goofy ass for?
Well, this goofy motherfucker. What he did was he was already out on bond for another charge that he had, right? And what happened is that because he was on bond, he was in a courthouse. He was leaving the courthouse. Then he started doing his thing again. Started calling somebody the N-word. The person, of course, approached him. You know what I'm saying? And then he didn't he called him the N-word, right? And then when the person said something back to him, the dude pulled out his gun, right? And then when he started approaching him, of course he shot him. Yeah, I mean, but he shot him in the stomach twice, and then he shot himself in the arm. So he's not even.
That's what they got. I heard attempted murder.
Yeah, that's why he got him for attempted murder, basically. Yeah, they got him on attempted murder. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, because but the thing is, he's an idiot. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't antagonize somebody and then say that you were doing self-defense. Yeah, I mean, because there are things called fighting words. Like, that's been sent to court for a while already. Like, if you antagonize somebody to fight you, you can't then claim self-defense. You see what I mean? All right. We have Manny on the board. Manny, how's it going? Are you at least 18? And which number did you want to talk about?
35.
All right, cool. You're 35. Which one do you want to talk about?
The first one. Being woke is good.
Yeah, being woke is good. What do you think being woke is?
According to the new media from Gen Z.
I'm not talking about the new media from Gen Z. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what black people came up with.
Because woke is a Gen Z word.
No, it's not.
Not a diction. It is not a dictionary term.
It's not a Gen Z word.
Okay, tell me that word in a dictionary.
I'm not talking about a dictionary. I didn't. Hold on. Manny, chill. The term "stay woke" did not come from Gen Z. It came from black people back in the 40s. It didn't come from Gen Z. Did you know that?
Okay. Give me a reference for that.
Give you a reference for that?
Yeah.
What am I, Manny?
Brother.
No, Manny. What am I?
No.
Manny, answer my question. What am I? Answer my question. What am I?
You look brown, Indian.
I don't look Indian. You're lying.
Yeah,
I know some Indians. I know some Indians that look like us.
Manny, I'm a black person. Okay, this is my community.
Okay.
All right,
now I know that. Now I know that.
All right, so stay woke came from the African American community back in the 40s. That's where it came from. It didn't come from Gen Z.
Okay, give me a reference for that.
Google it.
Yeah, go ahead, Google it and give me a reference right now, because you're making a claim.
You're saying, are you Manny? Man, hold on, Manny. Are you really saying I need to make this up? That's what you're saying?
Yeah. Okay. You just did. You just made this up.
All right, cool. I just made it up. All right, cool. Let's
the woke term.
No. Be quiet for a second. Be quiet for a second, Manny. So, Manny, if I go ahead and show you this reference, what are you gonna say? Are you gonna admit that you're wrong?
Exactly. I will say sorry.
All right, cool. No, you're gonna prepare to say sorry now, because I'm gonna put it on the screen.
Brother. Yes.
Hey, Manny, you might as well say it now, because I'm gonna put it on the screen.
I'm so sorry right now.
Okay, great. So you know now that stay woke. Hold on, stay woke. Can't stay. I need you to be quiet for a second.
No.
I need you to be quiet for a second. I need you to be quiet for a second.
Nah. Can you?
Hey, Manny,
Manny. Can we
Manny, I need you to be quiet for a second.
Why are you scared?
I'm not scared of anything, Manny. I just need you to be quiet for a second.
Can we make terms?
Manny, I just need you to be quiet for a second.
No,
just chill for a second, dude. We're going to do that. You gotta chill for a second. Manny, we're going to do that. You just gotta be quiet for a second, dude.
Okay, go ahead.
Dude, you just gotta be quiet for a second.
I got a laptop
Fucking
right here,
Christ. Just be
and I'm
quiet for a
gonna share
second.
something to you as well.
I just need you to be quiet for a second, dude. Just 2 seconds. Be quiet for a moment. All right. So you're going to say sorry because boom, right here. Give me a second. Stay woke is from the African American community. You see that, right? You see it, right?
Mhm.
African American Vernacular English as a call to remain vigilant against racial injustice and systemic threats. Look, origin right there. Right there, Manny. Origin, 1938. So now what? Are you gonna admit that you were wrong, Manny?
Tell you one thing. I will
Are you
accept
going
my
to admit
defeat
that you
right
were
now.
wrong?
Yes,
Okay,
I will
great. So it didn't
accept
come
my
from Gen
defeat right
Z.
now.
So it didn't come from Gen Z. So when,
No,
when we
no,
say
no, 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 no,
so it
no.
didn't come from Gen Z. Hold on, Manny.
Can I
Manny.
finish my thought
Manny.
now?
No.
I gave you my time.
So it did not come from Gen Z. You were incorrect. So the next thing is you saw the definition
No,
where it said to
no.
remain. You were incorrect. So you saw the definition
Give
where it
me my
said
time.
you were
Give me my
incorrect.
time.
So you saw the
Give me
definition.
my time.
I'm going to give you your time when you actually shut the fuck up for a second. So it came from African American Vernacular English back in the 30s, and it means to remain vigilant of racial and social injustice. How is that a bad thing? Answer that question. You can get off mute now. I just want you to answer that question, and then you can go ahead and move on to your next argument.
You know what? That word work broke me. That word actually destroy my whole argument because I know I won't be able to recover from that word. But I had some critical views, but I think because of that word, those political views won't go ahead. But yeah,
Okay, cool. So
you won.
because you know, so
You
because
won.
now you know
That's fine.
where it comes from. Now you know that it's not
Yeah, yeah,
nearly a
means
bad
that
thing.
that was not the point actually. The point was a political view. But
Mm.
I know that what the normal media does, it just takes a thing and actually suppress the real issue. That's
Okay.
what happened. It's totally fine.
Okay.
Go ahead,
I'm
do
I'm
your
glad
dive.
I'm glad you're able to recognize Manny. And now, when you thought that it was something that the new age came up with, now you know that they just took it and spun it like they do everything else.
Like the main point was totally driven out because of one thing that wasn't even relevant, and I accepted my defeat.
Okay.
But
Hey,
yeah,
we learn something new every day, Manny.
yeah, I mean, like the main issue was still unaddressed,
All right.
but it all went to one word, to one thing. That's fine. That's fine.
Mhm.
That's what happens with every media, you know.
Yeah, that's
They
fine.
try to push you to an agenda and try to shut you up with one thing. That's what happened today.
All right, cool. Hey, not a problem, Manny. Hey, I appreciate you. Did you want to talk about anything else?
Yes, I do.
Hello?
Give me 1 second, Manny.
Okay.
Over on the StreamYard, man, give me 1 second. I'm talking to somebody else now. All right, cool. I appreciate you understanding that, Manny, and the fact that you were able to concede that. A lot of people are not able to do that, but I appreciate you. All right, so what is the next things you want to talk about?
That agenda that's been pushed to the people of the world from TikTok, at, there is a certain race that is actually seriously, seriously racist against another race.
Agreed.
There's an agenda pushed up to that.
Yeah, sure.
And I will say, as an Indian, I will, as an Indian, I will say this: Indian and black people are the most racist with their own people.
What do you mean by that?
What happened in Rwanda And what happened in India, Gujarat?
Yeah, sure. I mean, what happened in Rwanda was a human tragedy, right? But we all know that this is something that happens across humanity. Like we commit atrocities to each other for ethnic reasons, for religious reasons, sometimes for no reason at all. Like, yeah, sure, that's a thing. Now, I don't
M-
want to say that means that
My
black people
problem
are the
is,
most racist
my
against other
problem
black
is,
people.
my problem is when there is someone going on to a live and say that black people cannot be racist. Oh my God.
Oh, okay,
How can you say that?
yeah, okay. So when they say black people can't be racist, we're talking about in the United States as far as Western society goes, United States, Canada, Mexico, the Western
So
Europe, places like that.
that's more
Hold on,
like an
I'm trying to explain. I'm trying to explain.
sorry.
There's a colloquial definition that we use, and there's the academic definition. Colloquially, when we talk about like just in normal everyday language, when we say racist, we mean someone who simply hates someone of another race. That's one thing that we use colloquially.
Exactly in
Yeah,
Rwanda.
right. In academic language, they mean something else. How racism operates in society, and the way that it operates in society is not just some a white person hates me. Is basically the
A
majority
brown
class.
person
Hold on,
can, a black person can.
Manny.
Same to same.
Man, I'm explaining. So when they talk about like racism as black people can't be racist, they're talking about like on the systemic societal level. Like black people can't put into the laws Jim Crow, right? But white people can,
Why?
right? So,
Why?
but remember, Jim Crow was also racist. It wasn't a person doing it, but it was also a racist system. That's what they mean by black people can't be racist. That means the systemic problems that we see in the United States, black people can't do that.
Can I jump in?
Go ahead.
Okay. If there is a race that thinks I'm better than the other race, is that racism?
Yeah, colloquially, that will be racism. But when we talk about what I'm trying to explain is that when you see those lives, when they're saying that black people can't be racist, they're talking about the system. Black people
But
can't do that systemically.
they
They can't
don't
do that.
have the whole knowledge. Maybe they don't have the whole knowledge about Rwanda that there was a race of black people that were thinking that we are better than this other race and we need to eradicate that.
Right. That's ethnocentrism. That
Yeah,
was
yeah,
genocide.
that is
Correct.
actually racism, right?
Well, Tutsis are not another race. There's another ethnicity.
Okay. How do you define race? By biological, by color, or by nature or the practices that this a certain race does? How do you
Racist
differentiate race?
racist is typically defined by phenotype and
What do you
phenotype
mean
and
by phenotype?
how you look. Basically, it's basically
How you
defined.
look?
Hold
Okay,
on. I'm trying to explain, bro. So race is typically defined by phenotype and geographical ancestry. Like if your ancestors, if you look like any color next to mine and your ancestors are from sub-Saharan Africa, including the Horn of Africa, that's what we'll consider a black person. Now,
so
someone
you
like
mean
you like people from India, right? They have my similar skin color, but their ancestry is not from the African continent; it's from the over the Asian
so?
continent. You see what I'm
If
saying?
I
So they
ask
would not be
you,
considered black.
if I ask you, what was the difference between the Hutus and the Tutsis?
Language.
I cannot pronounce that properly.
Mhm.
What was the facial difference
It was only
between
language. The official language was only language.
the
And
language?
and here's the
So
thing. Here's the thing. When they came to that issue, right? That issue was only pushed by the Germans, the like German colonizers. When they went to that area, they said that hey, this group of people have longer faces and longer noses, therefore
that
they
was
look more
like in
white. And
2000.
Manny,
That was in the
Manny,
2000.
hold on. That was in the 2000s. That was before the 2000s, right? So
Yeah,
the
come on,
Rwandan genocide
come
happened.
on.
Hold on, Manny, listen to me, please. The Rwandan genocide happened in the 90s. Before that, right? Who ruled that area? It was the Germans. And the Germans separated these two groups because one group was a little taller, they had a little bit of a lighter skin, and their noses were longer, meaning that
And the
they looked more
genocide happened
right and they
when
looked
they
more
left.
white. You know what I'm saying?
No,
So
no, no, no.
it was that was the entire dividing line.
The
So it came from
genocide
the Germans.
happened when they left. Do you agree or no?
Genocide happened when who left?
As said by you, the
The Germans.
Germans.
No, it didn't happen when they left. It happened when propaganda started building up between the two groups because for
So that
years
was
they
in
were separate. Hold on, for
the
years they were
90s,
separate. That was
2000.
before the 90s. For years they were separated, and then a political crisis is what caused them to beef again. That's what happened.
Okay. So I want to ask you one thing.
Sure.
Do you think it was a race war?
No, it was ethnocentric because they're the same race.
Okay.
So it was
Okay.
just
There
an
was the
ethnic war.
same race. So ethnicity is something else related to race, right?
Ethnicity is something different from race, right? Because for example, French and Italian people are both racially white, but they're different ethnic groups.
Exactly.
Hmm?
So when you say white people are racist, do you specify with ethnic group or you just generalize it?
When I'm talking about, well, I never made that argument, but when we talking about like the United States, right? When we say that white people are racist, again, two different definitions of racism, right? The prejudice plus power and the prejudice definition. I would
That
say
wasn't the
I'm
question.
trying to answer your question. I would say the majority of white people in America aren't racist, like hate me, but they're racially ignorant. I would say that majority of them are racially ignorant, and that's what leads them to have racist beliefs. They're just racially ignorant. I would
As
say
in
that.
as in the same context, you can say there can be some black people that are actually racist to black people as well.
Racist or I mean, are they black people
Like
who are white
if there
supremacists?
is
Yeah.
a Hutu and a Tutsi living there,
Oh, okay.
maybe maybe they can be.
Ethnocentric. Yeah, of
Maybe they
course. Yeah,
can be.
there's people who are prejudiced. There's black people who are prejudiced against other black people. Yeah, sure.
So yeah, they can be in America if they are living. They can secretly they can be racist to each other, right?
Right. Like they can hate another ethnic group. I'm not denying that. Of course,
Not to white people, not to white, but they can be racist to each other, right?
they can be prejudiced to each other. Yes, I never denied that.
I did not say prejudice, but they can be racist, right?
No,
Like I
because
have a
if you're trying to
higher race
use
than you.
no,
That
no, no,
my
that
race is higher than you.
like to another black person.
Yeah,
No, because they're
like
the same race.
Itu and Tutsis, Itsu and
No,
Tutsis.
because they're the same race. They can be prejudiced towards their ethnicity, but they'll be the
So they
same
were
race.
fighting over language. They didn't say that my language is over you, so you should follow me. So that was not the war. The war was my language is
My
superior
yeah,
than you.
exactly. My ethnic group is better than yours. They were ethnic. It was
Okay.
ethnic
So
pride. It
yeah.
was ethnicity.
So yeah. If there are two people of the same ethnicity living over there saying my ethnicity as a black person is superior than you,
Hmm.
is it racism or no?
No, that's ethnocentrism because they're both race. They're both black. What are we talking about here? I'm very very confused. What are we talking about?
Yeah. I'm a black
Semantics.
person, you're a black person. If I say I am bigger than you, so you should stay in a lower state than me, you are not privileged enough to even talk to me because I belong to a higher race of black.
All right, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move on because like we were getting anywhere. So we're gonna go ahead and move on. I have man over on the StreamYard. Man, we're gonna go ahead and have a discussion really quickly. Are you at
Cool.
least 18? And which one did you want to talk about?
I wanted to. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Perfect. I wanted to talk about a couple of them. Number two, leftist policies are good for society. Number three, can you give me a reason to believe in your God? And then maybe kind of number one, but I don't know.
All right,
How's your
sure.
day going?
It's all right. All right, sure. Which one did you want to talk about?
So man, first I want to talk about these leftist policies.
Mhm.
I kind of want to start from that from the question: do you believe population reduction of the native population is a good thing? Because from my point of view, population reduction seems like a leftist policy that is carried out specifically in the Black community.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Are when you say population reduction, do you think like there's roving bands of people putting black people into camps and then systemically eliminating us, or what are you talking about?
I mean, if are you calling that jail? If you say rolling bands of people, right? If we talk about like the crime bill passed under Bill Clinton, that certainly seems like roving bands of people putting us in the camps. But I'm more talking about like the welfare policies that's disincentivize marriage and cohabitation, soft on crime, more violence in our communities. What else? Urban renewal housing projects, and of course, I'm reading this off of ChatGPTs, but I do believe this, and I can defend it. Teachers unions making our kids stupider. Isolate, you know what I mean?
Okay. Let's go through a few things.
Immigration policies.
Let's go through a few things. When it comes to, you can't say that soft on crime policies and then mention a hard on crime policy. That's just a contradiction. Yeah, I mean, so it's like that'll be weird. Do you want them to be hard on crime? Do you want them to be soft on crime? Because when they were doing the hard on crime policies, we already know who they say were the criminals. They just went after black people, right? But then you're saying that they're soft on crime. So it's like, which one is it? You see what I mean? So we have to parse that out.
I think they incentivize criminality, and they
who?
Give me 1 second. I'm trying to put my thoughts together. It's kind of like they kidnap us.
All right, but man, hold on. Pause for a second.
Give me 1 second.
I got you. But you're not being clear here. Who is they?
Liberal policies.
Liberal policies is not a they though. Yeah. That's just a okay. Which liberal policy
the
do you think?
Designers of liberal policies. So are we? I want to talk about the people who are
okay. Here's my question.
Liberal policies. The people who create.
Here's my question. Yes. Which liberal policy? I would say leftist, actually, matter of fact, because I don't really rock with liberals. But which leftist or liberal policy are you saying incentivizes crime?
Ooh, okay. Give me 1 second. Can we talk about the welfare policies?
Welfare doesn't incentivize crime. There's no air there. It doesn't incentivize crime.
I think you could probably find the incentivization, but what I'm referring to when we talk about the leftist policies that are bad for society. My initial question was, do you think it seems like it's population reduction, right?
They're not though, bro.
Agree with that, or do you not agree with that?
I disagree. These things are not population reduction. The reason why the birth rate goes down is not because people have welfare. It goes down because people can't afford childcare. As a matter of fact, one of the big leftist policies, especially for America, is to have subsidized childcare. And subsidized childcare can help us actually increase our birth rate. And another policy is like better education standards, because you have better education standards, you have better skills. People will want to have more children. If you address the cost of
I think the idea that people can't afford childcare
right
is a myth.
But let me just finish real quick. Yes, sir.
Sorry.
People can't afford childcare, bro. This is something that has been studied already. It's not a myth. Childcare in the United States can go anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 a month. People can't afford it, so that's not a myth, bro. But the second thing,
when you say childcare, do you mean communal childcare, or do you mean like in a preschool, or do you?
I'm talking about all that. I'm talking about preschool. Yeah, we can have communal childcare, but people aren't doing that. No, man. I agree. Man, come on, you guys have interrupted me, bro.
Okay.
We can do communal childcare. I'm not doubting that, right? But there's nothing in leftist policies that says that we can't do it or even disincentivizes it. As a matter of fact, there are leftist policies that would incentivize it. As a matter of fact.
Give me 1 second. So I believe, it's my belief, that welfare incentivizes women to go into the workforce instead of staying in communal units.
What's the problem with going into the workforce?
They're not at home to provide childcare.
But the thing is, at the end of the day, hold on, man. Listen to what I'm saying. Don't just laugh it off.
I'm not laughing.
Yes, you are.
That's what I'm saying, though, brother.
I'm going to address what you're saying, but you're simply saying that they're not at home. Neither are the fathers. Can't fathers also take care of children?
Fathers can take care of children.
So it's silly to say. It's silly to say, man. It's silly to say that welfare policies.
Please let me respond.
No.
Welfare policies have incentivized men to leave the home. There used to be checks where they would make sure men weren't in the home.
Man, I know that. Man, hold on. Man, slow down.
And so fathers can't.
Man, slow down. Does that policy still exist?
That the legacy of that is still, we still feel the effects of that legacy in our communities today.
All right, but the research shows that no, what you're saying is actually correct, right? That did used to be a thing that happened, but they got rid of that policy, right? They got rid of that policy like 5 years after it was put in place. But not only that, when they look into the effects of it, they're negligible today. Like it doesn't exist anymore. So hold on. Wait, let me just finish.
That's new information.
It doesn't exist anymore. They got rid of it like 5 years after it was implemented.
You said the legacy of that policy doesn't exist in our communities today,
right?
So
because I'm saying I'm saying like the legacy of that is negligible because that's no longer the case. If it hasn't existed for 15 years, where they go in to check to see if there's a man in the house, why would people in 2026 now say that you're going to get welfare? I'm going to leave the house. That won't make any sense.
I think those liberal policies create a culture, and that culture is what we see. Why we see the men leaving the home. Hey, my father left the home because his father left the home, and his father left the home because the government mandated it. I'm not saying that we don't have the ability to change. I'm saying a liberal policy created that.
Well, what I'm saying, man, is that claim that you're making is not true. Because these disruptions in the family system, they predated that policy. These disruptions in the family system of fathers leaving the home or having multiple families, that issue predated that policy. As a matter of fact, marriage in the Black community was already declining prior to that policy. So you can say that the policy impacted it and maybe made it worse. Most people would agree with you. I would agree with you, which is why in 5 years after it was over with, they cut it off and they say, okay, we can't do this anymore. Right. But what we're saying is that when you have an issue of fathers leaving the home, right? Because the first thing that we started off with is that these policies incentivize women to go to work and they're not at home taking care of their children, or at least liberal policies do that. But fathers also go to work. So saying that it makes the women not be at the home is it making the men also not being the home?
Let's go deeper.
Hold on, man. The question that becomes
there is, so 1 second. I think historically men are seen as providers, and liberal policies have placed our women above us, right? There's a reason why the college graduation rates for women are astronomically higher than the college graduation rates for men. And so the men leave the home to go out to find work to support women, and the women leave the home to go out to actually work the jobs. I think these are liberal policies leaving like young men at home alone, or so it can take over with like the system of more liberalism with the teachers unions and the schools and the prisons.
But this is rhetoric that's not really getting us anywhere, bro. You're just saying that liberal policies encourage women to get educated. How is that a bad thing? That's kind of crazy.
To leave the home.
It's not about leaving the home, bro. What do you mean leave the home? Can black men also leave the home? Can men also leave the home and get educated and get jobs? Yeah, we can.
So what you're doing now is whataboutism. What about them? What about
I'm not doing no whataboutism, man. What I'm saying, man.
What about them?
Man. What I'm saying is that you're not pointing out anything that's negative. Yeah, they're going to get educated. That doesn't mean that they leave the home.
Oh, question. Do educated women have less children?
They have less
children, right? And so these policies that overeducate our women, undereducate our men, are meant to
wait. Hold on,
the population.
Man. Who is which policy? Hold on, man. Which policy specifically undereducates men? Because historically, men have always been the ones in colleges. Men today still lead in professors. Men today still lead in scientists. Men today. Well, I'll talk men in general. When it comes to black men, right? When it comes to black men, what policy? Well, actually, I agree with you there. But it's not about leftist policies. Actually, it's not about those. I think American white supremacist policies do miseducate black people as a whole. I agree with that.
Is it possible that white supremacist policies have infiltrated the left, or left policies?
Which one?
I'm asking.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm asking you. Which one?
Is it yes or no? Do you think that white supremacist policies has infiltrated leftist ideology? in any way, shape, or form? If
Oh
not,
yeah, there are
get
white supremacists. There are leftist white supremacists. Yeah, of course, there are racist people who are liberal. Yeah.
Do you think that it might find itself in affirmative action?
No.
Okay. Do you think that it might find itself in immigration policies that brings
No.
low wage workers into black communities to
No.
suppress their wages? You don't think so?
No. Because when it comes to immigration, the negative effects are on people with all low wages, right? But what you're trying to say is that they're bringing these people in order to specifically take wages from black people. That's kind of crazy. That's not what's happening.
Okay. Give me 1 second. What policies do you believe the white supremacist policies that are suppressing the black man's income?
Well, it's not even a specific policy. It's just actions, really. It's not something specific. Well, but I would say the specific policies that affect black people in particular is policing.
The actions of who?
Is the actions of like hiring managers, CEOs. When you look at like research studies, right? When it looks like when you look at to see if black men on average, the black men on average who do have the qualifications and the education in order to receive a certain position still not receive those positions, then you know that the issue is an issue of race and not one of qualifications. So there's no policy in place saying don't hire the black person. It's just really a social belief to not hire a black person.
You know what, and this is just talking. I think one thing in our culture that kind of scared me is like the girl dad phenomenon.
What about it?
The idea of like, hey, being a girl dad, when I've never seen anything talk about being a boy dad, and boys are undereducated, more likely to face suspension and expulsion, unequal access to gifted programs.
Man, I agree with you.
And AP classes.
I agree with you. We do have an issue in our education system where the boys are being left behind. I do agree with that. The question then becomes is that you're saying that you're blaming this on leftist policies and haven't said exactly which. Hold on, man. You're not explaining exactly which policy has done that, because over on the left we've noticed that. Yeah, boys are being left behind. We need to change something in our education system. We need to not only have more funding, but more access to men being teachers. We need to have more access to better teaching skills and better literacy rates. Basically, we need to focus. We need to change the way that we teach, and maybe this will help out with the boys, because boys learn differently. Over on the left, we've known that. But you're saying that leftist policies that boys are.
We've known that. Have we done anything to solve it?
That's the problem. Democrats don't. They don't do anything to solve it. So the issue then becomes an issue of which candidates or which people do we get into the position in order to actually do these things and not operate on benign neglect, because that's what the Democrats do, and we know Republicans don't give a shit.
I think relying on Democrats and the idea of us holding the banner of like democratic policies is stupid. I think it makes sense for people to go over to the left, and there's a self-policing that black people have of themselves for conservative ideas that isn't fake, and we allow it to happen.
I'm not sure what you even mean by that, but yeah, I agree that we have to come together and realize that, listen, we can't depend on these people to do these things for us. So we gotta do it ourselves. We have to come up with community organizing in order to do it ourselves. I agree with that. That's why I'm part of the organization that I'm part of, right? I'm part of a Black radical organization, and that's what we do. We understand and recognize these things, right? But when it comes to the actual like federal level, government policy does affect us. So we have to advocate for government policies that are not going to affect us. Something like a single payer healthcare. Single payer will be able to help Black people out immensely, because now we'll be able, like, one of the issues that Black people go through, for example, United States, is something like diabetes. You know what I mean? Diabetic medication is extremely expensive. Single payer healthcare will either make that low cost or even absolutely free. Another thing that Black people deal with is depression, being misdiagnosed. There are a lot of Black boys out there who have PTSD, but they're misdiagnosed with ADHD or something else, and that causes cognitive issues. If we have single payer healthcare, we'll be able to actually get the tests for either low cost or free.
What can we do to help men specifically? What can we do to help men specifically? What can we do to help Black men specifically?
When it comes to
not mental, to have more money, to have more money.
Oh, to have more money. One of the things that we need to do to have more have more money is, I would say, number one, I agree with Kamala's plans of the SBA loans. That would be number one for entrepreneurship. I would say major community investment. Actually, to just to wrap up what you're all saying in one word, reparations.
I think the SBA loans, that narrative is so unfair and disingenuous. It's saying, hey, you need to start a business, support yourself while you're working through this business, which is a 5 to 10 year project, and then we might give you what your sister has been making throughout the time. We need something that's not just, hey, a long shot.
I mean, well, SBA loans is not when it goes. Yeah, I know when it comes to SBA loans and stuff like that, you actually have to have a business plan. You have to be an entrepreneur. If they're not going to give out money to you, but when it I would say
how
stuff
long
like
does that process take from initiation to receiving funds?
It takes a few months. But when it comes
does not. It takes months.
Yeah, it takes months. But when it that's a long time, bro. It takes months. If you apply today, you're not going to get the funds. Oh, man. If you apply today, you don't get the funds until 3-4 months later. That's a long time. But what I was going to say,
when you say funds, how much are we getting?
It depends on how much you
to somebody who's working a corporate job.
It depends on how much you apply for, bro. This all depends. But SBA loans were not the only things I was saying. I said, to wrap up everything that I was gonna say, reparations, because that would not only be SBA loans, that would also be like going into redline community black schools and putting in trade schools into those black schools, meaning that every single student graduates with a trade. Every single student either graduates as an LPN, a lineman, electrician, a plumber, a welder, et cetera, et cetera.
What age do we want? What age do we want our black men to go to the trade school? When they're 25? When they're 27? Somebody is always.
You gotta let me finish, bro. Okay. I said to put these in high schools, so when those students graduate, they have economic mobility. I also agree that we should offer it to men who are 25, 26, 27. I'm in my 30s, right? I'm in my 30s. And right now there actually are like a shortage of electricians in my area, where I've spoken to a union before, and they told me if I ever leave my insurance job, come over to them. And I'm in my 30s. So these are economic opportunities. We can introduce these trade programs into these communities as a large block community investment, to say that these are ways for us to become economically better off. HVAC is a very, very good career. I mean, there are people who enter HVAC and making $65,000 a year. It's economic mobility, bro. We need to have these community investments into our communities. And like I said, I would love to have a program where men can go ahead and buy homes as well, because it's another way in order to have economic investment. Now, of course, these are just broad overall. Right. We'll be able to support the homes. We'll be able to support the homes.
Erase the knowledge economy.
We'll be able to
the corporate mechanism for a regular static paycheck.
We'll be able to support the homes if they're tradesmen who are making $60,000 a year, isn't it?
There are faster routes, there are quicker routes, and we are being overlooked for those routes.
What's the quicker route, in your opinion?
Getting a corporate job. A corporate job after you come out of high school.
Right. Okay. So getting a corporate job after come out of high school is almost impossible. What do you need?
It's almost impossible for men.
Yeah, because corporate jobs require a degree. Corporate jobs, man. Corporate jobs require bachelor's degrees nowadays. You're not going to get a corporate job right out of high school unless you're working in the mail room. Most corporate jobs require degrees nowadays, bro. They require we don't live in the 50s anymore, where someone can graduate high school, go downtown, and say, hey, I would like to work as a secretary for some banker, and then gets hired the next day. It doesn't work that way anymore. Most corporate jobs nowadays require degrees.
Do you think okay. Do you think this problem starts in college, or do you think it starts before college?
It starts before.
Where does it start?
It starts in your environment, the school, your home, all that, the neighborhood. It starts in the school, starts in the home, starts in the neighborhood. It starts in your environment.
a lot of Black people are in liberal communities, liberal environments, liberal schools, liberal neighborhoods. If we can't say what the problem is, but we know there's a problem, then we have to say that, hey, something is wrong.
Let me ask you a question, man. Are these liberal or poverty?
Why can't they be both? Why can't the liberalness inspire the poverty? Why can't the poverty?
Because there are liberal areas that are not in poverty, so it just can't be the liberal thing.
Let me go deeper. I feel like they are targeted liberal areas, which brings in poverty.
But those areas
they are liberal targeted, which brings in poverty.
Man. How can that be the case when you say that these are targeted areas that are targeted for liberalism, which brings into poverty? Yeah. How can that be the case when the poverty predated it?
The poverty didn't predate it.
Yes, it did.
I don't know if the poverty predated it.
Yes, it did. Where did the poverty come from? The poverty came from redlining.
No.
Yes.
The poverty came from opportunists. The poverty came from people selling out their neighborhoods. It's not that there's not wealth inside of these neighborhoods. It's that the wealth is being mismanaged and subsumed by.
Where's the wealth then?
Don't have the best interest.
Where's the wealth
of
man?
People who aren't.
Man. Listen to me, bro. Please, just don't go on rambling. Where is this wealth located? Where is those wealth assets? Where is it?
In the people. The people have.
What does that mean?
Voting.
Voting is not wealth, bro. Are you talking about economy? You're talking about
wealth?
Man, hold on, bro. Are you talking about, because you're talking about two different things? Are you talking about metaphorical wealth or actual wealth? Which one are you talking about?
I mean, I'm talking about, and this is, please don't arrest me.
I'm not trying to arrest you.
I'm talking about the power of the power of the people.
Okay, I understand.
Have power
man. I understand. Man, come on. We need to actually streamline what we're talking about. When we're talking about wealth, and I'm talking about, when you're talking about building up wealth, right? We're talking about, I was talking about economic mobility, and you're also talking about voting. I'm talking about economic mobility, bro.
Economic mobility.
Yes,
I'm talking about community mobility.
Yeah, economic mobility would be for the community. We're talking about the community.
I don't think economic mobility is for the community.
Yes, it is. What do you mean? What do you mean economic mobility is not for the community?
Economic mobility is subtracted from the community.
What?
It's there. You don't wait, huh?
Okay. I'm very confused. How can economic mobility be shot that comes from the? I'm very, very confused. Are you saying that our community can't economically be mobile?
Can I ask you a question?
The entire economy. Hold on, man. Stop.
Are you an FBA?
What?
Where are you from?
I'm from Florida.
And what's your family like background?
They're Haitian.
Okay, that makes
okay.
Sense.
What?
That makes total sense.
Okay,
Stop
what?
I say.
Nabule. But man, what? Why would you say that makes sense? What I'm trying to say is that when you say that
the problems that Haitians have aren't the same problems that Black people have, and so your perspective.
I'm Black. What are you talking about?
Are your family? Is your mom and dad together?
Yeah.
And so they might not have been a victim to some of these welfare laws or cultural issues that plague the Black community. And so when you talk about some of these things, you talk from the perspective of like learning about it.
Man, are you really gonna sit here and say? Are you really gonna sit here and say that there ain't no poor Haitians out there? Have you been to Little Haiti in Miami before?
No, I'm sure there's poor Haitians.
Exactly.
But their economic issues aren't the same as our economic issues.
How they're not the same as economic issues? You realize how many of my friends grew up without a father, bro, and they were Haitian? What are you saying?
True. But their economic issues still aren't the same. Okay,
How?
I'll give you an example.
How? What are we saying?
I'll give you an example. When you go to school as a Haitian male, there are grants designed for you and carve-outs designed for you.
Which one?
Let's see. Haiti. I don't know. I'm not from Haiti, brother.
Exactly, bro. There isn't any. That's what I'm saying, man. There isn't any. This is a myth. Yes, really. There is no grant specifically for Haitians. To do what exactly?
Okay, the Crosby Fund for Haitian Education provides a full scholarship for primary school through university.
The Crosby Fund?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So a private fund. So someone who said that I'm gonna build this for Haitians, right?
And I'm not mad at that. I'm happy
okay.
That
cool.
you guys did that.
So all right. So man, we're not talking about private funds. We're talking about government policy, aren't we?
No, we're talking about all of it. Because
No, we're talking.
the government and policy empowers the private fund, just like the
What government policy? What government
employs-
policy empowered? What
Let me
government
get this,
policy
brother.
specifically for Haitians empowered the Crosby Fund, or was it just some? It was just some motherfucker who came up with it. Which one is it?
1 second. Let me get this off. Just like the government policies empower the private corporations, right? Or private individuals who own corporations.
Man, I don't think you understand what
I-
I'm trying to ask here. I don't think what I'm trying to ask here. This is
You're
what I'm trying to say.
What's the specific? What's the specific?
No, that's what I'm trying to ask. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to ask.
Because I gave you a
Man.
name and you were like,
You don't understand what I'm trying to ask. The Crosby Fund that gives a scholarship to Haitians. You realize that there are 1 million Haitians in America. Do you think we're all getting the Crosby Fund?
hey man.
No, man.
We're all
The answer is no. We're not all getting that fund. So saying that this is something that was built up for us, that therefore we don't have the same economic conditions, is stupid. This is crazy, bro. So the second thing I would say, 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 no. The second thing I would say,
there's a language, there's a history, there's a culture.
man, I didn't deny that. I didn't deny that, man. No one denied that. You're the one making this up. No one denied that. I understand that the history is different. Why do you think I brought up redlining?
Do you think that
I
allows
understand,
for success?
man.
Do you think that that culture allows for success?
No, that's the issue. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that we need to do better things. What do you think I brought up redlining for, bro? Yeah, the policies that were put on to African Americans makes success extremely hard. I know that already. But saying because I'm Haitian, I'm not going to understand that. It's kind of crazy.
No. Listen. What I'm saying is, right now we're doing like oppression Olympics, where it's like, well, I don't have this, I don't have that.
You're the one who brought it up, bro. You're the one who brought this up.
No. 1 second. What I'm saying is not that your oppression is worse than mine. I'm saying our oppressions are different, our experiences are different, and our knowledge of our experiences are different.
Of course, I'm not denying that, bro. I'm not denying that. What I'm trying to say is that there are policies that can help out, and we haven't even gone through any of them yet, because you keep saying that liberalism follows poverty when we all know that the African American community was made poor before this entire liberal conservative thing ever happened.
I don't think it was made poor. I think.
What do you think redlining was then?
I think before. So can I tell you the secret? The secret that everybody says. I'll give you a black secret. You ready? Are you ready? You have to say yes.
What's the secret?
The secret is that after segregation, we indoctrinated ourselves into liberal policies, and that was the beginning of the decline of. Okay. This is what we need to do, okay? Because you just keep saying that liberal policies. What policies are we talking about? Because when it came to things like welfare, right? The entire you realize that the only reason we don't have universal health care right now is not because of liberals, it's because of conservatives. Conservative white people back in the 60s told Congress that if black people were able to access universal health care, I mean, if we get universal health care, black people will be able to access it, which is why there's a 20% gap in Medicare and why it's at 65 years old, because it was due to conservative white people, not liberals. My thing is less about, my thing is about education. You know what I mean? I think liberal policies have hurt education.
Okay, which one?
No Child Left Behind.
That's not liberal policy. That came from Bush.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man.
That came from Bush, bro. That's not liberal policy. That came from Bush. As a matter of fact, the liberals around that time told them not to do that. That's really? A crazy policy. Yeah. The Democrats back then told them not to do that. No Child Left Behind was not a liberal policy.
Okay. I got to do my research. Okay, and then I got one more for you. You ready?
Okay.
My second one is can I give you a reason to believe in God?
Sure.
Yeah, so I'm Jewish, right? I think you should believe in the Jewish God because you might be more educated. You're likely to be more educated as a religious Jew. You're likely to have a higher income as a religious Jew. You're more likely to feel satisfied about your financial position if you become a religious Jew. So if you want to be happy, join the winning team. Do you have any thoughts about that?
I can do all that being an atheist.
Yeah, but you want to play the odds.
Why do I need to play the odds? I don't understand. You're saying that to become a Jewish person and to believe in a Jewish God, a God that I don't have evidence even exists, and like and just for me to be educated and get money, I can be educated and get money by being an atheist. So what's the point?
Yeah. You also have higher family happiness. I would say that the reason that we believe in God is for the outcomes on earth. We believe in God because we want to be blessed. We want the benediction. And
what does any of that mean? This is already vague. What does any of that mean?
Give me 1 second. If you want to win, you believe in the right God, right? Like, what's the purpose of God in your life?
He doesn't have one. I'm an atheist. I don't believe one exists.
I think it would be healthy to view God as a provider.
Okay,
and to
why?
say, what can he provide for me? Why?
Okay, why? Mm-hmm.
Why would it be healthy to believe in God as a provider? Because then you can receive things for it.
So God is a genie?
You can liken him to that. God is a father who wants to see us succeed.
Okay, cool. Can you ask God to give me $1 million right now?
I can, but you also have to believe and be under the tutelage of the Father.
My mother is. Can you ask God to give her $1 million?
I can. Is she under the tutelage of the right Father?
Yes, she is.
So she believes in the Jewish God. She believes in Yahweh.
Yeah, she believes in the Jewish God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Can she get $1 million?
Okay. So what I can do is, just like the SBA loans, I can say there's a 58 to 60% chance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Ain't gonna happen, bro. Ain't gonna happen. So this is what I mean. Like I've never heard of God operate as a genie before, even from other Jewish people. But
really?
Wait,
pause. You've never heard people pray to God for blessings?
Oh yeah, people pray to God for blessings all the time, but not that you're gonna get whatever you want. Because he's gonna say no.
There's a chance.
Mm-hmm.
There's a chance. You don't. Okay. I don't know. So what I would say is the reason to believe in God is to see his will carried out on earth, and to be a part of that will is a blessing, and you will be rewarded for being a part of that will, like liberalism.
So what's the will, and how do I know it's true?
Well, do you go to temple?
What I need to go to temple? The question is, man, what is his will, and how do I know it's true?
So we believe that his will is interpreted by rabbis.
Understood.
In terms of,
how do I know the rabbis are telling me the truth? How do we know it's true?
I think truth is subjective. You choose your truth.
Okay.
I can't define your truth. You can't define my truth.
All right. So truth is what comports to reality. So how do we show that this God is actually within reality, that he actually exists? What do we do? How do we do that?
We look at his work, and we look at the followers, and we say, does he provide? I think we look at the providing as the evidence of his reality.
How do we know the providing came from that God?
It's hard to really know anything, but we trust and believe, and that reinforces the provisions that we have.
Yeah, but the problem is that you're not showing how those provisions even came from that God, right? Because meat and potatoes didn't just fall from the sky. You had to do something to get the meat and potatoes, right?
So the idea is that questioning, we allow life to work for us instead of questioning it to come to us, because when we question it, we build up mental barriers to the blessing. You know what I mean? If you can't pass the stage of faith, then you can't move on to the actually receiving. And sometimes you can with work, but through faith is we choose a path of non-resistance. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't know, man. This sounds basically very mumble jumble-y and woo stuff. You're simply saying that, okay, I'm living a good life because I prayed and stuff. There are a bunch of people who pray and don't live a good life. So it's like I don't understand what this would yield us. This seems like a
Yeah,
coin flip.
that's of course that's the whataboutism. Maybe that was God's will, and maybe if you go to your rabbi, he can tell you more about why you didn't receive it. I think like we look at these policies like gods. We look at these leaders, Kamala Harris, like gods, instead of
Okay, here's my thing, my man. I would need
yeah.
to know that God actually exists first before I ask for anything.
Why?
What do you mean why?
Why?
Because
Why do
I don't
you
want to waste time and energy doing I don't want to waste my time and energy. Why would I ask for
do
anything
you
if it doesn't exist? I'll just go ahead and get
do
myself.
you, do you know why you received everything that you have in life right now?
I work for it.
Like only because you work for it.
Yeah, pretty much.
You've never been blessed. You've never had a check in the mail you weren't expecting, or
Those happened before, but the check in the mail that I wasn't expecting is because I was in school and I didn't realize that they sent me a check. So I work for it.
okay. So do you view yourself as your own personal God, manifesting things through your own work?
No,
How do you view yourself
I'm a
in terms of
human. I'm a human. I'm a sack of meat that is gonna die in about 60 years, and I want to leave a legacy for my children, my grandchildren, and the community around me.
okay. Well, I don't know, man. I think that when people pray together, something happens to empower us, to empower our actions. I think prayer is work, is a type of work. Um, I think belief is a type of work. You know what I mean? I think you have physical work and you have spiritual work. And I can explain physical work, but I can't explain spiritual work. And I you know, maybe some of you don't have everything you want because you haven't done enough spiritual work. But that's who's to know? You know what I mean? I don't know.
I mean, I have
Faith
most of
possibly,
what I
brother.
want. So
Yeah. Well,
all right. I guess we're kind of running out of time, but I do appreciate you being up. Give me 1 second. Hey, Carl, how's it going, Carl? Carl's over on my TikTok. I'm not sure if he has any questions for you. Carl, did you want to add any questions for Man real quick?
No, I get a gist of where he's at, and
sorry, I can't
we
hear it.
could be somewhere in the same world. You can't hear me?
Yeah, he can't hear you. Give me a second. Always does that. I hate when it does that. Okay, give me 1 second.
Technology.
Yeah, technology. All right, I think you should be you're gonna be able to hear him in a second. You should be able to hear him now.
Hey, what's going on?
Did you hear that,
You hear me?
man?
No, sir.
You
He's
still don't
on-
hear it?
No, sir.
Shit. What is happening?
I see him on mute on my end.
Yeah. No, he's I took him off mute, but
Tell me what it said.
Give me a second. You should. Why can't you hear him? You should be able to hear him. Go to window, studio, turn
Hello.
on sound system. All right, say mic check
Hey.
1 2 1 2 for me real quick. Carl.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
You still didn't hear that, man?
I hear it.
Okay, now you hear it. Okay, great. All right, cool. Yeah, did you have any questions for him, Carl?
No, not specifically for him. I get a gist of where he's at, and I could relate on points, but I try to keep everything a little bit more general. To when I'm speaking with atheists, I have to stay as general as possible. So I wouldn't go down I wouldn't go down the roads that he went down, but I get the gist of where he's at.
All right, cool. All right, man.
What roads?
Trying to explain how you'll find God in the physical is difficult when you're talking to an atheist because they disregard their spirit. So it's hard to, anything you say is going to sound like wah, 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 because there's no experience they can relate to other than beauty and love and forgiveness.
I've always, and maybe this is why I struggle with it, I see love as a collective experience of the spiritual. Like the love.
And it is. But when we're talking to people that aren't even trying to hear us, we have to phrase it in a way that everybody that's ever shown up on a planet and a body can sort of relate to. So, like, the direction I always go is, well, then look at the top civilizations, the greatest civilizations that ever existed. What religion did they have? And you can kind of see where what people are doing spiritually is showing up collectively for those people. But that's really the strongest argument that I've found to really
deep.
Talk about specific religion, to be able to show some sort of an effect. Because realistically, there's no physical evidence you'll ever find about spirituality, because it would negate that this is not the real world, that heaven is the real world. So if God showed himself in this world, he'd be saying, this is also a world I created in heaven and where I want you to be. And that's not necessarily the case, right? I'm Christian, so I would lean on Jesus saying, this is not my world. Okay. God is in heaven and his mansions are there, and that's where my throne is. I'm trying to help you get back to God.
Hey guys, we gotta you guys mostly agree, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop Man real quick, and I'm gonna talk to you. All right, Carl, give me 1 second. Man, I appreciate.
Thank you for your time.
No problem. Appreciate you. All right, Carl. Hold on. Let me close. Okay. All right, Carl. Are you at least 18? And which number did you want to talk about?
I would talk about number 2. I'm 45. I think I've already talked to you on number 1, and after hearing your definition, fine, we can agree, but I don't think your definition is being applied when most people say woke.
Yeah, it's not being applied because they believe in racism.
Even the people that adopt the word woke?
Yeah, those who adopted it in the way that Republican conservatives want to say it, they just believe in racism.
Right. So it takes that number 1 out of being something we can really talk about, because it's not in the 80% that most people are using that word. So it just becomes a moot point.
Yeah,
so
I know that's not the way that they're using it. What I'm saying is that the way that white conservatives co-opted it is because of racism. That's what I'm saying.
Right, and we've talked about that before. We can reconcile number 1.
All right, cool.
So number 2, leftist policies are better for society than, like, to me, that's an incomplete sentence. Better than everything else in the world than for society? What's the whole sentence for number 2?
Oh, okay. You want me to be more specific? I'm talking about like us United States and American society. What we consider leftist over here, or at least the policies that I advocate for are basically normal everywhere else. It's only in America where they will be considered leftist, and I have specific ones. If you want me to talk about those,
we don't need to go into specifics in general. Leftist overall is mostly for empathy and comfort for humanity. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, sure. I'm sorry. Can you give me 1 second, Carl? Patriot over on my YouTube for Black Atheist Coalition. You can join in on the link where it says tiny.cc/Volcy live. Same thing with you, Davey. Davey, tiny.cc/Volcy live, and you come on the stage and we can talk. Apologize for that, Carl. Keep going.
Yeah, so as I've been seeing things, there's structure and there's comfort overall behind conservative and liberal. And most societies start conservative and then liberal shows up after comfort exists. So while I would say leftist policies are great for society and definitely needed, because you got to have both, I wouldn't say it's better than structure right now, because we've almost completely lost our culture. So we don't even agree. Americans right now don't agree on anything. You can't name 3 things all Americans agree on.
That's always been the case.
Since that's the case,
that's always been the case, though.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah,
no, it hasn't.
We had a civil war, my guy. That's always been the case. So, like when we look at American culture has always been pretty diverse because everybody here came from somewhere else or had different mind frames. Since the beginning of America, people didn't know whether or not Catholics should be citizens. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's always been like this, where people always disagreed. Like the cultures were always different, right? But the thing is, what I will say about leftist policies is that they don't say get rid of structure unless you're talking about anarchism. And even within anarchism, there's structure. They just will operate differently than what we would typically think. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like we'll get rid of structure. When people say structure, what are we talking about? Because the structure that I want to get rid of is white supremacy and racism.
Well, when you say white supremacy, you're aware that most of the time America has been a country, it's been at least 80% white.
Yeah, I mean, majority white people doesn't mean that it has to be white supremacist.
Right, but you can go to any country that's ever existed.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to China and find China talking about non-Chinese people. It's not nice.
Right,
you can go to Japan and talk about non-Japanese people. It's not nice.
Correct. We should get rid of that.
And so, right. Well, so that's how culture has always worked. I'm not saying it should continue, but every country, every nation, or every tribe, their morality has been based on them. Whoever them they call themselves, the we, the us that we are, we operate like this because we take care of each other. The outsiders can get it, head on a stick. That's how it's always been for humanity forever.
Right. I agree with that, right? But I'm saying that as humanity, now that we recognize that seeing other people as inferior to you because they're different is a wrong thing to do, let's go ahead and move on from our xenophobia and everything like that. White supremacy is basically the most destructive force that has hit this planet. We should get rid of it. Like every bad thing that has ever happened to our planet since some modern times has been due to white supremacy. We should get rid of it.
Would you count that in along with Zionism?
Yes. Yes. Jewish people are white.
That's right. So that would be a stark variance that I would make. I definitely don't think all people that are of white skin tone are for Zionism.
Oh, no. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying they're for Zionism, but I would say, yeah, Zionism is a facet of white supremacy too.
That's the first time I've ever had that thought.
Yeah,
I can't even. I'm trying to reconcile that.
I mean, black people view Jews as white, so that's probably why.
Right.
We see, like, now people say Jews aren't technically white, but if I give you a picture of Ben Shapiro that you've never seen before, and if I ask you that's a white guy, most people will say, yeah, that's a white guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, so like they basically pass for white, and Ben Shapiro is also a racist. So
I can see from the outside looking in that it would look the same.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, for the United States to have a morality and a culture that isn't racist, we would all have to agree that on who we are.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much that would be black, Latin, and white coming together and saying we are American and we stand for this, which is a tall order. I'll give you that.
Yeah, it is.
I think we're getting close. I think we're restructuring our society at the moment, but I still wouldn't say leftist policies are better than conservative policies for the situation that we're in now.
The situation that we're in,
we need structure.
We already have structure. The situation that we're in
we're
now,
almost about to lose the country.
No,
if we had two more left presidents, we would no longer have a country.
We have one.
We would be owned by China.
We have one.
India,
we have one president right now that
Russia.
Isn't. Hold on. We have one president right now that isn't left, and things are terrible. So it's like, what are we talking about here?
Right.
We weren't almost.
So that I would blame on Zionism.
Hold on. We weren't almost owned by Russia or China when Obama was president. Neither were we almost owned by Russia or China when Clinton was president. These fears of a more left president means that we're going to get taken over by China one day is crazy. That's not going to happen. There has been no president or no candidate or no person that from the left that says that when we take over this country, we're gonna sell ourselves to China. No one's done that. So it's always crazy.
Are you aware of where the money is coming from for the migration for everywhere in the Western countries?
What are you talking about?
Who's funding that migration?
They're funding themselves. You realize that that in order to come to the United States,
people can't afford to come to the United States.
Hey, Carl. My mother also couldn't afford to come to the United States. The way that she got here was that she saved up enough money to buy a bus ticket to get to Port-au-Prince, to get on the boat, and then to sail over here. And when she got here, she had $5. These people are coming over with literally nothing. It's just that the money, that American money is worth more over there, so they kind of save it up and then they come to America with it. Like they're funding themselves. Yeah. Coming to America is very, very expensive, which is why, like all the people who are walking through South America, no one's funding that. They're literally walking here, or they get rides.
Yeah, they found that out. That was a UN bus that took them most of the way, and then they walked like a mile.
It was a UN bus. What evidence do we have of that?
I forget who I saw the bus. It was that was a couple of
it was propaganda, bro. It was propaganda. It was propaganda. These
look
people
at the people
walk over here.
Walking.
Yeah, they all walk over
in
here.
Flip-flops and t-shirts. There's no way they made it across South America in flip-flops and t-shirts with kids. No way.
Well, they did.
No way at all.
Well, they did. Like, have you ever seen the boat people when Haitians used to come over by boat to America?
I've never specifically seen it. I've heard about it, just like I've heard about the moon landing.
They also heard they were also here in t-shirts and shorts and flip-flops. Like that happens all the time.
So you don't think the UN is funding mass migration to all the Western countries?
No.
Have you read any UN or World Health Organization edicts on their own website?
What did they say?
They're literally outlining exactly what their plan is for 2030 with the Great Reset, where you'll be happy and own nothing.
Sure. Where can I find it?
And the left is aligned with that. The website, the UN website, the WHO website. Look up what Charles Schwab is talking about. World Health Organization and the UN, like just their own documents. The left is aligned with that and facilitating it. That's what the law. Hold
on. You're being very vague here. You just told me to go to their website. What can I find on their website that says that they're funding mass migration into Western countries to make people not own things? That sounds crazy.
It is crazy. So Klaus Schwab is the guy who said it. I haven't been to their website in more than a year, so I can't tell you specifically. But when I went on the
Klaus
website,
Schwab, the German engineer, and the former chairman of the World Economic Forum. What did he say exactly?
Yeah. 2030 is the Great Reset, and you will own nothing but you'll be happy.
But he's talking about billionaires. He's not talking about the left.
No, he's talking about us. We're all going to be in smart cities.
Right.
And
this is what the billionaires want. That's not what the left wants. That's not what the left wants. That's what billionaires want.
The left is aligned with it, they're contributing to it.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong.
By opening the border.
No, Carl, you're just wrong.
Please,
Carl.
Please help me.
Carl, you're just wrong on this facet. Leftists.
I would love to be wrong.
Leftists hate billionaires. Why would we agree with their plans?
Oh, thank God.
Like we absolutely despise billionaires.
Why did they allow the borders to be completely open?
They're not completely open.
Trump was building a wall. They dismantled the wall, let everybody who ever wanted to come in.
That didn't happen.
And now there's a 30% increase in our population.
No, there isn't.
It didn't happen?
No, what? Yeah.
That's the same stance you take on God.
It
just doesn't exist.
Hold on, Carl. Yes, Trump wanted to get funding to build a wall. He said Mexico was going to build it. They refused, and the wall wasn't funded. So he just did something stupid. Number two, our population did not go up 30%. Number three, the border was never completely open. That never happened. Under Biden, we still had border patrol. We didn't have a Schengen area. Over in Europe, they have Schengen, right? You can walk from France to Germany to Italy without going to any border checks. We don't have that. We've never had that. Under Biden, that didn't happen. So when people say, matter of fact, Biden deported, I think, about 2.5 million people. So when people say that the border was completely open under Biden, there is no evidence of that being the case. The border patrol still existed under Biden. We didn't have Schengen with Mexico under Biden. That never happened. So what are we talking about?
I appreciate your channel because you're making me check and go back and make sure that what I'm seeing is correct. I'm aware that plenty of propaganda is coming, and that's the reason I'm on your site and liking your live. Healthy debate is what we need to actually be happening, and you're doing a great job at facilitating that. It's been my awareness that the border was largely open for the entire 4 years. Kamala never even went to the border. If you're saying that's not the case, then I'd love to see where you're getting that information from.
The fact that border patrol still existed when Biden was president, Kamala was vice president, border patrol still existed, never ended. The only way you can have an open border is if you have absolutely zero border patrol and have a Schengen area between Mexico and the United States, which means that we can just cross over the lines willy-nilly without anybody checking. That never happened under Biden. So when people say the border was open, that's an open border.
Right, so it was...
But we don't have that.
So maybe when I'm saying open, it was far more loose, and we were letting many more people in than we did once Trump came back in office.
When we say letting people in, what does that mean? Because are you saying that Border Patrol would see these people and not arrest them? Or what are we saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we got I'm sorry, y'all. All right, Carl, I gotta drop you because they said that you were spreading misinformation. So now I gotta drop you. This is what I'm talking about, guys. You just can't come up here and say anything. I have to drop him because TikTok told me he's spreading misinformation. So now I gotta drop him. This is what I mean, y'all. We just can't spread misinformation. Like y'all gotta know what y'all talking about when y'all come up, because stuff like this happens. Stuff like that happens. All right. So shout out to the person that's watching me over on Twitch. James says, does faith help you pick morals in politics for you? No, it doesn't, because I don't have faith. So I don't have a faith, so it doesn't really help me pick anything. But I appreciate your comment, James. Thank you so much. All right, guys. We're probably gonna be on here for maybe another 30 minutes. I'm gonna wait for another guest. Coach, I did invite you, Coach, so you can go ahead and come on up. You can come on up if you would like to, Coach, if you would like to speak. All right, so I do apologize. I haven't been paying attention to the chat like that. Over on the Deconstruction Junction, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate y'all for being here on the Deconstruction Junction. Y'all are wonderful over there. Once again, tiny.cc/Volcy Live. You'll be able to join over on my channel, Volcy Thoughts. Once again, tiny.cc/Volcy Live. If you're watching from Twitch, you as well, tiny.cc/Volcy Live. I would appreciate you. And over on the Black Atheist Coalition, Patriot was in the comments for a while. I don't see him anymore. But Patriot, if you're still there, the guest request is still open. You can come up if you like, tiny.cc/Volcy Live. And Roy Vowels, I definitely agree with you. Democratic socialism is a better way to go, and until we can find a way to abolish capitalism, which I think we'll be able to do. Which I definitely think we'll be able to do. All right, y'all. So I'm just gonna be here for only a few more minutes, and then we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Once again, tiny.sleazy/Volcy live. I appreciate y'all. You guys can join in on the conversation if you would like. Wherever you're watching from, if you're watching from Twitch, if you're watching from Facebook, if you're watching from the YouTubes, definitely go ahead and come on up. Definitely go ahead and come on up. We can see what the comments are talking about. And someone's saying that we need to segregate again. Yeah, sure. There's always that coward in the comments that talks about that advocates for racism and never actually talks to anybody. All right, y'all. We're just gonna wait around for a few more moments, see if we can get any more guests to come up. The last guest I had to drop them because TikTok said they were spreading misinformation, and it's not because you mentioned Zionism. Because I've spoken about Zionism before. I've never gotten a warning for misinformation. It's always when you do either a COVID conspiracy or speak on the UN trying to send the third world to invade the West. Excuse me. When you do stuff like that, then yeah, it's gonna. When you say stuff like that, then yeah, they're gonna say that you're spreading misinformation. Is the DSA truly left? They're left of the Democrats, definitely. They're definitely of the Democrats. There are a lot of Marxists who say that the DSA isn't left enough because the DSA will probably keep capitalism in its place, just make capitalism nicer, essentially, make capitalism more humane. And we probably need to, I think, move away from capitalism, period. There are a lot of Marxists who joined the DSA just because they have much more of an organization than other Marxists have. Appreciate that, World Vials. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the follow. All right, let's watch over on my Volcy Thoughts page. Once again, guys, the line is open. Go ahead and come on up. Tiny.cc/Volcy live. We can definitely go ahead and have a talk. All right. Someone says that I'm paid to do this. I love the fact that you have no idea what I do. Like, I do this for fun. Like, I hope you realize that. Like, this is all for fun. Yeah, I mean, I haven't gotten any super chats today at all. So all this shit is for fun, bro. Like, Matt said, I do this for fun. All right, if I'm not intelligent, Hosanna, go ahead and come on up. Yes, centralized government may be the problem. I kind of agree with that. I see where the anarchists are coming from. I actually do see where the anarchists are coming from with that, because maybe centralization is the issue. All right, y'all. We're gonna give it a few more minutes until we get out of here. Just gonna go ahead in a few more minutes, and then we're gonna go ahead and leave and get out of here. Once again, y'all, I appreciate everybody for being here. Yeah, when it comes to anarchism, right? I'm not sure how exactly a society like that would work, or would even like classify it as a society. Oh, Serenity, you saw it, right? Chad the Builder. Yeah. Chad the Builder is honking out. Yeah, I mean he's like he went to jail for porking out on somebody, and now we're gonna see if he's gonna become Chud the Bottom. Maybe he'll become Chud the Bottom. So yeah, all right, yeah. Keep tapping that screen if we're waiting for anybody who would like to discuss anything. Go ahead and go to tiny.cc/Volcy live, and we could go ahead and definitely discuss. We give it a few more minutes until I go ahead and get out of here. Hosanna is hilarious, bro. Hosanna, who you think I'm paid by? Like, who you think I'm paid by? Like, you realize I go to work Monday through Friday, right? Like, I do this on the weekends, bro. I do this Thursday through Sundays. Like, who do you think is paying me, bro? Like, I love seeing comments like that. People saying that you're getting paid. What, like YouTube sending me like $100 a month is you think that's what I live my life off of, the $100 a month that YouTube sends me? like yo, I make like what 3-4 times that. It's insane. All right. We have Jim who's coming on. Before I get to you, Jim, I do have a super chat. I do really appreciate that Atheist Gamer from the Jovan Bradley community. Hey, shout out to Jovan Bradley. Thank you so much, Atheist Gamer, for the $1.99 super chat. Yeah, that's gonna go a long way to all the money I'm getting that Hosanna thinks I'm getting for doing these. All right, y'all. We do have another person that's over on the StreamYard. Jim, how's it going, Jim? Are you at least 18? And which number did you want to talk about?
Oh, I just want to say hi. How are you today?
I'm all right. How's it going, Jim?
I'm good. I don't know. I appreciate what you're doing. I mostly agree with you. I just wanted to say hi and say that I appreciate what you're doing.
Hey, man,
sorry for not like. I don't want to argue, man. I just don't. But
all good,
tired.
man.
I don't feel like it.
Cool. all good, man. Hey, I appreciate you, Jim. I'll come back anytime. All right.
Word. Thanks, man. Have a good day. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'm gonna keep showing love as much as I can.
No problem. Appreciate you. Thanks so much, guys. I always appreciate the love. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate the love always. Yeah, to hear. So Chud the Builder is about to become Chud the Bottom. I mean, he going to jail for honking out on somebody. Yeah, right, Waldo. I'm 100 there. Like, YouTube sends me $100 a month to do this. He really thinks I'm getting paid for this, bro. Like, I make like what 3-4 times that. Yeah, feed. Not only that, I did overtime last weekend, so it's like I'm gonna get a nice paycheck next week. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's crazy how they think that I'm doing this to get paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not Dean Withers yet, guys. Now I would like to be where Dean Withers is at. I ain't gonna lie, I would like to be where he's at, but I'm not Dean. I work a full-time job. Like, does YouTube ain't paying me a damn thing to do this. Hey, Big Time, I appreciate you so much, Big Time. Thank y'all so much, Big Time, for the $5 super chat over on a Deconstruction Junction. I appreciate you so much, Big Time. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, you see, Hosanna, I got $6. I was able to get $6, bro. I'm in the big leagues now. Hosanna. I made $6. Bro, still getting paid. Oh, man. Hey, yeah, stable. One day, man. Hey, how's it going, Hammy? Appreciate you. Thank you so much, Hammy. Yeah, one day I'll probably be where you see the Deans and the Dean Withers and the Parkers and the Isaiah Martin. Isaiah Martin is another one. I know he getting some cake because he's been on CNN like 3-4 times already. So I know Isaiah Martin is getting some cake for sure. You know? Yeah, one day I'll be able to get the big bucks like them. Let me see if I can go ahead and yeah, I think yeah, I did say I was gonna give it a few more minutes and then I didn't get out of here. I just I was giving it a few more minutes and again and then get out of here. I was hoping to make it to a certain amount of views over on the Volcy Thoughts channel, but may not do that. May just get out of here anyway. Here's another one. Hey Billy, why don't you just come up? Billy loves to. Well, I've never seen Billy. Billy may not be a fan. When it comes to China exploiting Africa, that is a conversation to have, because Africa is basically becoming China, where all of the resources are getting extracted from there. So yeah, that is a very sensitive conversation to have. But people, I know people in Africa appreciate China more than the West, because China actually approaches them like as business people. You know what I mean? It doesn't approach them, and it actually has infrastructure projects in Africa, where the West, it basically treats them still as a colonizer. You know what I mean? Especially with France still controlling the currency of like 6 African countries. That's crazy, Yeah. So when it comes to like Chinese neocolonialism in Africa, that's definitely a conversation, because I would definitely tell African people the same thing, to don't completely put your trust into, don't put all your eggs in one basket. But I do see why they appreciate China, or are more closer to China than they would be to the West, because the West has been nothing but exploitation. You know what I mean? Just gathering their resources essentially. All right, y'all. Wifey's home, so I might get off in a second. Yeah, wifey's home, so I might get off in a second. I don't know if y'all saw her in the background, but yeah, wifey's home. I might get off in a moment. We're gonna see if we're gonna get any more guests. And of course, people always comment and then drive by. M. Scott, there is a link you can join, tiny.cc/Volcy Live. If you wanted to actually debate that, you can go ahead and come on up, and we'll have that conversation. Hey, shout out to Rimbles. Rimbles is in the chat. What's up, Rimbles? Yeah, and of course we have we have the guy over in my Black Atheist Coalition, y'all. He would rather comment and argue back and forth instead of hitting the link and actually coming up to discuss things, because they're scared. They'll make they'll do all the you have a low IQ thing, and they never actually come up. Okay, we have one last person. All right, one last person named. I'm gonna need you to turn down the volume. Did you turn it down, Finger?
Yep.
All right, cool.
I turned it down.
All right, great. Finger, how's it going? Are you at least 18? And which number did you want to talk about?
I wanted to. You mentioned you were in Haiti. I wanted to ask you about your experience, or you didn't mention you were in Haiti, but you mentioned you were from Haiti. I wanted to ask about your experience in Haiti.
Oh, well, I actually didn't grow up there. I was born in the United States, but I used to go back there like all the time, like, especially after my grandfather passed away when I was a kid. I used to go over there for summers sometimes. And the last time I went there was actually after the earthquake. So it's been almost 10 years, maybe 16. It has been, 16 years since I've been back. But over there in Haiti, it's slower. I would say that it's slower. People wake up more around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. You know what I mean? Island life is slower. It is more a lot more relaxing, but people still hustle and bustle. You know what I mean? You still got to go out there, make your money, stuff like that. Asian people are very, very welcoming, especially if you're someone that's not from there. Like if you were to go to Haiti right now and they hear an American accent from you, they'll be like, "Oh, a black person who's not from here." Like they're gonna want to show you all around the island. You know what I'm saying? So it's very welcoming culture, very good people.
Did you said it's more relaxing, but they still hustle. Um, is earning? Would you prefer that America kind of had the policy of Haiti, where we worked less, but we earned just enough to live, or you know what I mean? What's your
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I would have the same policy. Yeah, we don't work as hard. Now people in Haiti work hard. Don't get it twisted. They do work very hard. But I'd rather have us work do still work, right? We still have the work, but we don't have to work in order to simply survive. We can work and thrive. You know what I mean? We can work to the point where, all utilities are paid off and we're still able to, take the kids to on week vacations. You see what I'm saying? Like work to not simply survive. That's what I would say.
what do you think it would take for us to change into that model?
The policies that I think I would advocate for. I advocate for something such as single payer healthcare. I think our our energy utility should be nationalized. You know what I mean? I think we should put in a guaranteed housing program so people don't have to worry about being homeless. We need to change a lot of structures in my opinion.
Okay, that's dope. I just wanted to learn a little bit more, and I love what you're doing. When I get money from them leftist policies, I'm gonna send it straight to you.
Yeah, because apparently people think I'm getting paid to do this. They think I'm having hundreds of dollars, and I'm like, bruh, I would want to do Friday, bro, 9 to 5.
You've been doing this for a year?
Yeah, I've been doing this for about a year. I would say I've been doing this for about a year, and yeah, I haven't blown up yet the way that the way that whenever white folks do stuff like this, they always blow up immediately. I haven't yet because the algorithm doesn't like black people. So I'm just still waiting until I get on Jubilee or something like that, like Isaiah Martin. That's when I'll get the big bucks.
Okay. Would you ever do one of those 1v20s or the?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I'll do one for atheism, and I would do one to be a black radical too. I know Amanda Seals went on, black radicals versus 20 black conservatives. That's definitely something I would like to do as well. I would like to do a black leftists versus black conservatives. I would love to do a black atheist versus black Christians. I'll definitely love to do that. Matter of fact, I know Jubilee has a sign-in sheet, or not sign-in sheet, or a sign-up sheet. I was gonna do that this weekend, sign up and let them know what I like to do, and see if they'll call me over. And if they do, hey, we in the money. I'm in the big bucks,
Yeah. Start making videos and do you have do you need a clipper?
Yeah, actually, it's very hard to because I'm not able to keep up with it all the time. If I'm saying I want to edit, I have a lot of material. I want to edit videos, put the videos out. I definitely want to have certain clips for me to put on my shorts, but I don't have an editor. I do it all myself, bro. So I definitely could use a clipper.
Okay. I mean, I'm unemployed right now, but I'm I'm comfortable.
Mhm.
So I'll just do it just because I like you making me mad. So and I think you have good intentions. You know what I mean? Like a good spirit. So we gotta support each other.
Yeah, of course, definitely, bro. But
Well, I'm about to get off. I'll send you an email, or I'll send something, and I'll try to help. Try to do what I can.
Hey man, I appreciate that figure. That's that's dope of you, man. Definitely sending me an email. It'll be on my YouTube page. You'll see it in the links. And you can email me anytime, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Perfect. Thank you for your time.
Hey, not a problem, figure. I appreciate you. Have a good one. All right, guys. A few more minutes, and then we're gonna go ahead and shut it down. few more minutes and we're gonna go ahead and shut it down. Yeah, that's dope of him. That was really dope of him. The W finger. Thank you so much. That's really dope of him for him to offer that. That's dope of him to offer that. All right, so we have Splatoon over on my YouTube. All right, we have Splatoon over on my YouTube. For some reason, kind of crashing out there, like talking about demons and stuff like that. I'm not sure what you're talking about that for. All right, here's my reason. God wrote a book called the Bible, yada yada. All right, yeah, sure. I don't think the Bible has anything authoritative, but Splatoon. Go ahead and join with the link. I think me and you can have a conversation. Yeah, because you keep talking about demons and shit, bro. I don't know what's going on with you in the demon talk, but go ahead and join in on that link, and then we can go ahead and talk. Let me know what you like to talk about. I think we'll have a good conversation because I don't believe in demons, so. And you got to prove that demons exist in order for me to take that seriously. But tiny.cc/Volcy live. Let's see. Stable. Do you want to drop a link? You can drop your link. That's fine. Thank you for asking. You go ahead and drop your link. That's cool. But yeah, Splatoon, go ahead and go to tiny.cc/Volcy live, and then we can have that conversation, bro. Because I'd rather actually talk to somebody instead of you just putting verses in the chat. I don't do that. Instead of just putting verses in the chat and talking about demons and trying to preach, actually have the conversation instead of doing that, because that's just boring. Did someone put Splatoon on timeout? I guess he was put on timeout. Yeah, he was probably put on timeout. But yeah, sometimes that happens. If you just constantly preach at me in the comments, then my mods will just time you out, because we're not here to preach. We're here to actually have the discussion. You have to have the discussion with me, or you have with someone in the chat. We don't do preaching around here. The last one we have here, procrastination. You saying that you don't understand how leftist policies are better for society. Go ahead and join in with the link. Let me send it to you. Procrastination. Procrastination. You can go to tiny.cc/Volcy live, and then we can go ahead and have that conversation, and I'll let you know why I think leftist policies will be better for society. Because I don't like talking back and forth in the comments, because by the time you say something, I'm going to say something else, yada yada. Might as well just talk to each other. So go ahead and join in with on that link that I just sent you in the comments. You may not be able to click it. Just go to your browser and type in tiny.cc/Volcy live, and then we can talk on the stage. That'll be a lot better than us going back and forth in the comments. Yeah, I guess Splatoon got timed out. That happens when you just preach. It's annoying. Yeah, right wingers and centrists. Yeah, centrists, in my opinion, just capitulate to the right. Tell you the truth, because they're on the both sides make good points type of thing. Okay, I guess procrastination is not going to come up. I guess procrastination is not going to come up. Oh yeah, I do have to add the HTTP, don't I? All right, guys. I was gonna wait for. Yeah, he is procrastinating. Well, procrastination. If you can't click it, just go to your browser, like either on your phone. I'm not sure if you're on your phone or if you're on a computer, but just go to one of them and type in tiny.cc/Volcy live. That's all you gotta do. Yeah, you can swipe out your phone if you're on your phone. Yeah, procrastination. You can swipe out. Just go to your phone and type it into your browser. Like it's yeah, and I think in YouTube vertical you can't select anything. That's probably why. All right, and wisdom, you as well, wisdom, because wisdom, you're asking me questions in the chat. I keep telling y'all, like, if you ask me questions in the chat, I'm just gonna send you the link to join in on the live because you might as well just talk to me instead of going back and forth in the chat. And we have trailer shift over in the comments as well. Again, if y'all respond to any of the prompts in the chat, I'm just gonna send you the live link. I'm always gonna send you the live link. All right, guys. When you go to the website, it's just gonna ask you for your name. It doesn't ask you to register anything. All it's gonna ask you is for your name. That's it. You don't have to sign in. You don't have to make an account. You don't have to do anything. The link is just gonna take you to a StreamYard. It's gonna ask you for your name. It's gonna ask you if you want to be on camera or off camera. You don't have to register anything, guys. When people go to these links and ask them for a name, it just people tend to assume that you have to register something. You don't have to register anything, guys. All right, we're gonna wait for procrastination. Give him a few more minutes, see if he wants to come. Yeah, I saw that comment saying that this was rage bait. I'm just gonna send him the link. Just send the link. Procrastination. We're still waiting for you, man. Like literally, just go to your phone browser and type in tiny.cc/Volcy live. There's no registration. It's just StreamYard, guys. It's just asking you for your name. That's all it's asking you for. It's gonna ask you for your name and ask you if you want to be on camera or off camera. Like I've been here for a few minutes. We're just waiting for you to come because you said that you were going to. So, or at least that's what I understood. Appreciate it. Without Justice. Hey Justice, someone over on my YouTube said that all 5 are terrible. Yeah, it looks like he's not. It looks like that procrastination isn't gonna pull up. It looks like he's not gonna come by. All right, guys. Look like he's not gonna come by. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna get out of here because procrastination seems to have wasted our time. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and have a good night. Go ahead and get out of here. I do appreciate y'all for being here. Once again, I'll be here tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll probably be live with Black Atheist Rants. I'll probably be live with Bar. I'm from Florida. Whoever's asking, I'm from Florida. So I'm gonna go ahead and be live with Black Atheist Rants tomorrow. I do appreciate you all for being here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Y'all's have a good night and a good day. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start going live later. Maybe people are on later than the day than what I thought. Might start going live maybe around 4 o'clock. But guys, y'all are amazing. I appreciate y'all. Coming in June when I'm only doing one class, I'm gonna be going live probably more often in June. We'll see if I can add maybe Wednesday or maybe Tuesday to the live. We'll go live then, and I have a lot more topics coming up. I do have a topic about positive masculinity because I do want to um, talk to young men. You know, this loneliness epidemic is hitting our young men pretty hard. So I want to talk to young men, get them into a healthier version of masculinity, something that's away from the Andrew Tates of the world. All right. So I'm definitely going to be doing that coming in June. But I appreciate you guys. We are going to get out of here. Much love to y'all. Y'all have a good night. Everybody remember to stay secure, be affectionate, be wise, be flexible, and be trustworthy. All right. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night. Peace.